What does the 2 that's directly on the x do?
2 that's directly on the x will...
It makes it go up faster?
Yes.
It goes left too?
No, because that's not, that's adding and subtracting.
This is like
Does it make it taller?
Okay, let's go through it. So, what should we start with? If you make the whole function negative, what does that do?
Makes it go down.
Upside down. If you put the negative on the x, what does that do?
Turns it left or right, right?
Yes, horizontal code. If you put 2 times the function, what does that do? It goes up twice as fast, or down twice as fast. If you put the 2 on the x, we did
It makes it longer, doesn't it?
No,
shorter.
everything happens twice as fast, so it's like it's a horizontal compression.
So
You get squished.
0.5.
So like this is gonna be, it's gonna scoot in closer to 0. So this will scoot in, scoot in, scoot in. Both do the same. What else do we do? Well, there's the plus and minus stuff. If you multiply by half, of course, it would be half as tall. Here, it would be half as fast, so it's a horizontal stretch. If you put a half directly in it. This would be up to, and this would be right to. So that's kind of all of them.
What was the one directly on the x again?
This one,
Mm-hmm.
everything happens twice as fast, so it's a vertical compression.
And same for the one that's not directly on the
This makes it twice as tall.
Okay.
It goes up twice as fast. So we're doing this one. So let me switch colors.
It's backwards. And twice as high.
This is D.
So it's been squished together.
Why is the second purple one at 0, 0 rather than like the halfway mark thingy? Do you know what I mean?
Well, half of 0 is still 0. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, but then it goes up a full one, and then the fourth one
Oh,
goes up
sorry.
only a half.
That was my fault.
Oh.
Good catch.
Yeah, that is your fault, Mr. Jordan.
Grady, shut up before I make 16 more math.
Yeah, what's the minus 1 gonna do?
Move it to the right.
Right.
Moves it right one. So I can kind of cheat. I can cheat this word.
How do you know the starting point of it? Like,
the picture. Good job there. I thought that's how much you knew.
Okay.
Where's Bethany?
Says she's sick.
Yeah.
Sick of school, probably. Okay, F.
She says she's nauseous and sore throat.
Goes
Yeah,
twice
well-
as high.
But back in my day, when I had to go to school, I had to go fly over the mountain, run over the mountains, you know?
Even when you had a sore throat and felt nauseous?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
you had
went
to
through
carry
snowstorms
newspapers.
to
You're
school.
so
Back in your day, you missed school at the slightest whim.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna get to tell your kid.
He was
That
a
is
sickly
what we're gonna
child.
say when we were
His,
kids.
he had the sick, is what it is.
I had
It's
the
a mysterious-
The sick.
Vague
Like, I
illness.
was a sick
No, I think you
child.
just had to train for his esports career.
That's why you said you didn't go to the bathroom to throw up, because you needed the evidence.
Yeah, I needed the evidence.
Look, people.
Just look, I can prove myself this one day that the sick is real.
The sick is real.
What was I supposed to say?
Mr. O'Neill! Aren't you
That's long.
All right.
Good times.
So, yeah.
Wait,
The,
That should be my secret.
okay,
quote.
boys.
Miserable.
So the 2 does what on F?
Steeper, right?
Two
Oh, wait,
steps.
I'm wrong.
Twice as tall, yeah, moves away.
And
And then the +1,
Starts up
over
right.
to the
up
left.
1.
Oh, it's like
Twice as tall.
Yeah, up 1 twice as tall.
Also, this thing kind of sucks.
Twice
These
as
little
tall
circles.
meaning it goes up 2
It
times
moves.
faster.
And down.
And
Okay, this is gonna be tricky. So,
Oh, that's right. We're going upside down, aren't we?
it was, that's originally where it was. So if you do ×2, it goes down to -2. But then
Oh,
when
yeah.
you do +1, it goes back to there. That's just for that one.
Wait, where are we going down?
so it stays the same on the first.
Yeah. On the second one, it was right there. So what happens when you multiply that by 2?
It
Goes
goes
up
up
twice as
2.
fast.
No,
It goes up 1.
Oh
No.
no, it stays the
it
same.
stays there. And then the +1, up 1.
so. What
Oh,
is
yeah,
it?
that's
So
what
it's
I meant.
like there and there.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant.
Is it the full one? Is it like a full? Okay.
Yeah,
On
we're
this
not,
one,
we're not stretching or anything.
2 times 2 is 4 plus 1, so it'd be on 5.
So yeah. Well, no. There was one right here, right? So when you do ×2, where does it go?
Up to.
No. It's at 1 times
2.
2 is 2 plus 1 is 3.
It's just going up twice as fast.
Yeah.
This one's kind of weird.
Get my braces.
It's twice as tall, basically, and it is up. You guys see the pattern? So where's the next one going to be?
I wonder where we're
Five.
bringing this up, guys.
You have another pencil.
Why does my look so weird?
I think I could write this sign this way. He can write it. He can do it all.
Inverse?
You're a fan?
I don't like this graphing function stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain.
Mm-hmm.
Just takes time.
This is the only other writing pencil I have.
Thanks.
Ah, you're gonna need that
Is
one,
it
okay.
graphic again?
I'm smelling sharp.
No name, no label.
I love the smell of Sharky. Every once
I
in a
do
while,
too.
Nothing.
just gets you.
Fired up.
Yeah, just gives you that little kick.
Dude, I can't. Oh, it takes Sharpie.
Oh no.
Tickets?
There's no date. We've been used to let it put in. You know, write the date prettily.
What?
How about you? 'Cause you
That's true.
Drew, you're a
I
scumbag.
was trying to go. I got a little lost.
Drew, you're a scumbag.
Drew.
What do you do?
He marked it pretty
was Drew.
Why'd you do that?
Rub Germex on it.
No.
Germex.
No, that's the only way that's coming off.
Freddie, you gotta like
Look,
scrub
it's
out
already
the
coming
soap.
out.
There's a mirror, Brady.
Oh, mirror. I don't think you want to look in the mirror. Here, do you want to saw it?
Oh, I like
this.
this.
Ty got me with that last night.
You got into your
Boy,
Kelly, that's
George,
awful.
this was hard to live
It's
Yeah.
bad.
I'm looking so.
Can you fix the Trig pre-cal, please?
What was wrong with it?
No.
Oh,
No, you were not invited up here if you weren't here first.
Hey, that's not very nice.
You're
Does
not
it even
nice,
come off though?
and she's not a nice person.
No, you just have to go over it.
I go over it.
Germex kind of works sometimes.
It's permanently. Nice.
Should've just gone over it in black.
No, the moon's so silly.
Here, let me see that.
No.
Where'd mine go?
Oh, work.
Yeah, it's just.
Where are your
I told
shoes?
you. No, don't mark my.
Now you smell alcohol, and that's it.
Let me see, ready to do this. There's still like a mark
Yeah, I
right
know.
there.
This is gonna stay.
You know, I can't say it many people.
No,
to
wait.
say.
I'm gonna use my hand.
Go
Make
look
sure-
somewhere.
Yeah, I'm
Because
gonna.
the numbers can be awful, but make the
Why does it stay put?
you know?
Yeah, I
Oh, because I thought people had the staple stuff. So I went and made my squeeze thing.
Do that again. It'll be
did. Wait,
funny.
is it like
Trust me.
fashion free, like slash?
Yeah.
Really good. Why does it look like that?
Because this
That's
is
kinda
my
ugly.
handwriting.
See now?
Jackson, you could not do prettier if you tried.
Yes, I could.
How is that better?
too.
Ew, that's bad. That's fine.
Trig pre/calc.
Pretty sure it's Trig slash.
Yeah.
Is it?
Page.
Yes.
Oh no,
Yes.
Page looks weird. No, right? PG.
No.
Wait, what is wrong about it?
Everything.
It's
Trig
a slash,
dash
not-
Not
it's a
The
slash
trig,
dash.
the trig is under the pre-cal.
Yeah.
Doesn't look autistic enough. Like,
No, it actually looks better.
No, it
actually
doesn't.
Better.
It
The
does
other one
look
was
better.
perfectly fine.
It was awful.
Okay, that's a little bit better.
Oh
but
my gosh,
get-
you
Perfect.
are the
Perfect,
biggest
right?
Do
loser
Good
for
job.
someone who has the worst handwriting.
I do not have the worst handwriting.
That's what's called a forced laugh. That looks so much better. You need to shut up. I mean, the G's really bad, but that's okay.
Why can't you just write PG?
Why can't you just be normal?
Okay, guys, we're on page.
Abnormal. You're the one that's
one.
being abnormal and then trying to force me to be like you.
Good grief. What's happening?
Yeah, that's a pretty bad reason. Yeah. The 7 and 2 is a little weird. That's when I was even, when I know it's my fault, I'm like, oh, no, it's so bad.
Oh boy.
What?
Is this graphic?
Yeah, is this graphing paper?
A little bit.
Can we have graphing paper? I'll get it, actually, since I know this now.
Wait, let's
It'll
see.
show up, right?
No, actually, no, I don't see any. It's, no, you don't need any. You don't need any.
My spy phone that's in my.
Number 5, sketch craft.
Oh, yeah, you do. Okay. Darn it.
Did we read Matthew?
Probably need half a sheet. Okay. So inverse functions, we talked about this a long time ago, but like in algebra too. An inverse function is basically where you switch the x and the y values. So the inverse of this function is this. And you might solve the value for y, so like subtract the 5 over y equals x minus 5. So this and this are inverse functions. So function notation would look like this. F of x equals this, and this little -1 means f inverse, the inverse of f is,
Wait, is this number 1 or is this just an example?
I don't think it's number 1.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's
don't,
not.
I wouldn't.
Anyway, you guys remember that? Something
No.
a little bit, maybe? No?
No. Wait, what did you say?
I've been talking for like 2 minutes. Anyway, if this is the original function, this is the inverse function. I got it by switching the x and the y value
Okay.
and solved it for y again. We did it in algebra 2. It's probably been about a year ago.
And the inverse is like how we flipped it across the xy axis then.
Well, when you graph it, like, okay, x plus 5.
I was a little too slow for
X plus 5 looks like this, and x minus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like this.
And so it's like the reflection.
Hey, that's parallel.
Yeah, they are. These happen to be parallel, but they're not usually parallel. They just happen to both have a slope, the same slope. But it's a reflection across the line y equals x, like we were doing yesterday, because it swaps the x and y values. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of the basics. Do you guys remember how to tell whether something is a function or not?
Oh, the vertical line test.
Yeah. Is that a function?
Yeah, yeah, it
because
is.
it passes the vertical line test. Okay. However, if that's a function, but is it the inverse of function? Now, the inverse is going to kind of do like, I don't know, like if this is this way, it kind of flips and goes this way. Like,
No,
so it's, yeah, gonna be like,
you could probably rotate it.
if you, basically, if the horizontal line test fails, it's not gonna have an inverse. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, normally, is it a function? Yes, if it passes vertical. If it fails the horizontal, it's not gonna have an inverse either, because it's gonna kind of be standing up like this. Anyways, so, it's a big deal. A function is one, there's a term. You have a one-to-one function. If each x value gets mapped to one y value, and each y value gets mapped to one x value. So a function only works if each x has one y value. So that's like the vertical line test. X is 1, y is 0, x is 2, y is like -1.5. But it only has, each y value only goes with one x value. That if that happens, then it passes it. Then it has a inverse function also. So basically, if it passes the horizontal line test, it works. That's the important thing. Okay, number 1. Oh, and by the way, let me go back to my original example. What is f of 2?
Well, that means you put in 2 for x, would be 7.
7. Okay, now what happens if I do f inverse of 7? It'd be -12, right?
What?
F inverse, the inverse function of 7.
What did
2. 7 minus 5.
Okay, so what's
Not
the
a
difference between f of and f inverse?
Okay, this is the original function. This
Okay.
was the inverse function we talked about at the beginning. If I plug in f of 2, I get 7. If I plug in f of -7, I get 2. It's because the x and y
f
values.
of -7? Or just
F inverse of 7, I get 2. Because the function and the inverse they do the opposite. The x and y values switch. So when x is 2, the y value is 7. On this one, when x is 7, the y value is 2. That's what inverse functions do. X and y values switch. Okay? They're backwards from each other, basically. Oh, yeah, all that stuff. All right, so on number 1, Suppose a function f has an inverse. If f of 2 equals 6 and f of 3 equals 7, what is f inverse of 6 going to be?
Is it 2?
2, yes.
What?
I don't understand.
Alright.
I'm confused.
There is no, they didn't define the function. They didn't tell us it's f of x equals x plus 5. This is just something I made up earlier. It has nothing to do with that. Okay. In the directions it said f of 2 is 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
6. F of 2 is 6. So then the question is, what's f inverse of 6? 2. Functions and their inverses are, they do the opposite. F of 2 is 6 and f inverse of 6 is 2. Okay, on B, let's look inside the first thing. What is f of 3?
7.
7.
Well, yeah.
So what's f inverse of 7?
Negative.
No, there's no negative.
3.
3, yes.
Oh.
The f of 3 spits out a 7. F inverse of 7 spits out a 3. So it just goes back to 3. Okay, on C, what's f inverse of 7?
3.
3. What's f of 3?
7.
7. So it just goes back to 7.
I'm gonna pretend I know what I'm doing.
So if
Yeah,
you
I
do,
don't get that.
okay, B, you want to go back to B? Okay, so I looked in the parentheses first. So what's f of 3? And then, so that means you have to, yeah. And C is almost the same things, pretty much. Okay. Number 3, if g of 3 is 5 and g of negative 1 is also 5, explain why g has no inverse. Okay, so basically the x value has 2 y values that it gets mapped to. It's not a one-to-one function basically. So that's what
It
we're doing.
doesn't pass
not
the
one-to-one.
horizontal.
Yeah, it's not a function at all. Yeah. So just put not one-to-one function. Because one x value has 2 different y values.
I thought it's not a function at all, right?
It's not a function at all. No.
Yuck. How would we do 4? Just the same thing?
It's the same thing. Okay, number 5, sketch the graph. Okay.
Whoa.
Graph.
Do we
Yeah,
have to
4 and
describe
5 are
it?
graphs. Or sorry, 5 and 6. 5A and 6A. So let's do a half sheet. Boo. How many people need graph paper? 1 divided by 6.
I have a question.
So.
Jackson, that's cool and all, but
Okay, number 5, we're sketching 4x minus 3. You guys know how to remember how to do that, right?
4x minus 3. Well, you go down 3, then you go up 4 over 1.
Down 3, up 4 over 1.
Where did you do get that? Oh, 4 over 1 and yeah, okay. That was aggressive writing.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, do you guys remember how I found the inverse function at the beginning?
It's, you switch the x and y values.
Right. So I'm gonna write it as y equals 4x minus 3 becomes x equals 4y minus 3. And then I'm gonna solve that for y. How do I solve that for y?
Plus 3.
Plus 3 divided by 4.
So
You could write it like that, or
plus 3/4.
like that.
That's number B.
I guess I'll call it f inverse of x. Darn it.
That's number B.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, does not ask us,
So now you
it doesn't
one
ask
over
us to
4?
sketch the inverse?
It does, so we have to
Oh,
sketch
oh,
that,
oh.
right?
Where do we get the 3/4?
Do I have to do it in different colors?
No, I don't care, it's simple enough, doesn't matter.
Doesn't look like the
Right here,
X plus
1/4 x plus
It
3/4.
doesn't graph like the
Yeah, it
inverse.
does. So where do I start the graph at?
3/4.
3/4.
And
What
then you,
formula is
and then you
that?
go up 1, right 4.
Huh?
What formula is that?
I just switch the x and y and solve for y.
Oh, okay, okay.
And you go up 1 and over 4, so it should look about 1, 2, 3, 4, like that.
Wait, why did it start at that weird place? Oh,
Right.
3.
Uh,
What does it mean when it says find a rule?
That's what we already did. That's this thing.
Okay.
I didn't read the graph the inverse yet.
So
Anyway,
But it says sketch the inverse also.
yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
And then, but finding the equation is finding the rule,
Okay, that's,
right?
The
Finding
rule.
the equation is the rule.
yes.
So you have to do part B to do part A, right?
Well, kind
No,
of.
but
You
you
could
could
do
do
the
reflection.
reflecting thing. It's a reflection over the graph y. Remember how we did it yesterday? You could kind of like count. Well, actually doesn't work as easily today, does it? Anyway. Got it?
Sword toe.
Well, so is that A and B?
Yeah. I did like the first half of part A, and then I did B, and then the second half of part A.
Oh, 7, 8, 9, 10 is the things that I like.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty easy, isn't it? The graph of the function is given. State whether the function has an inverse. So how do I say we can tell whether it has an inverse?
Vertical line test.
No, that's whether.
Oh
it's
no, if the
function.
horizontal line test fails,
Okay,
then it
it has an
does
inverse
have one.
If it, the horizontal,
if the horizontal line test works.
So
Yes.
yes, no, no.
7's
Oh wait. Yeah,
7,
that's
does the horizontal line test pass?
Yeah.
No.
No. So wait.
Incorrect. It does.
What?
Oh,
It
it's
doesn't
not supposed to
repeat.
hit any more than one. Yes, it does.
If you
pass.
draw a horizontal
Uh,
line, it only hits one at one point anywhere.
Okay, yeah.
So number 7 is a yes.
Oops.
So 8 would be no, right?
Yeah.
Okay, number 9. If you draw a horizontal line there, does it ever
Yes.
fail?
It works. It's a function.
It's a function, but it's.
Oh, no, because there's 2 dots. That's my bad.
Well, yeah, there's a solid horizontal line. So if you draw a line through the horizontal line, it's hitting at multiple points,
Yeah,
right?
so no.
So 9 is a no.
What do you mean it has to hit that multiple points? Are you talking like the x-axis?
If you draw a horizontal line through one of those things, whatever it is, it's gonna fail because it's gonna hit,
What?
it's gonna hit multiple points.
What
So,
about
Rachel,
Oh wait, I get it. Thank you, Dad.
What about 10?
That's a yes because it does pass the horizontal
10 is yes,
line.
yeah.
Because you can draw a horizontal line and it's not going to hit more than one point.
Maybe we should go to 14 because I don't really
No.
quite see that.
I
Well,
barely
on
understand what's going on.
Renweb said 16, but I also thought, well, we're starting a little bit late. But
Well,
We also got extra stuff to work
I'm
on
coming
here,
for
you
you.
know, other questions, so, you
that's true.
know, yeah.
But maybe 2 won't be enough.
Please.
My good sir, might I implore you?
All right.
It's
Okay,
been
shut
a
up.
record.
You're ruining it. Says to 20.
Number 11. State whether it has an inverse. Find a rule for F inverse and show that F of F inverse equals X. Okay.
He was smelling the Sharpie and then I tried to hit him, but I fell.
You got a Sharpie mustache, I think.
Do I actually?
Yeah, Brady, you have something on your nose too.
Yeah, I know. Rachel.
Okay, jeez, I'm just telling you. Jeez.
Maybe it's just a shadow. Okay, number 11. Does 3x minus 5 have an inverse? What would the picture of 3x minus 5 look like?
It's just a line.
Down 5 and then 3 over 1.
Yeah,
So it-
looks like that, right? So
Yes,
does it have an
does
inverse?
have inverse. Yes, because we drew the inverse.
Well, that's a different problem. So the first answer is yes.
Is that it? We just say yes or no?
No.
No, there's more.
I just drew that far out. That's pretty neat.
If F1
Technology masters.
fascinating. You're running out of room.
Page. So anyway, the first answer is yes. It has an inverse. What's the second question? I forget. Find the rule. Okay, just like we did earlier, if y equals 3x minus 5 is the original function,
So does that mean x equals 1 minus 5?
x equals
3
3 1 minus 5. So is that the rule?
No.
Well, we're gonna solve it for y.
Okay, so we're going to add 5 over and divide by 3. So it'd be y equals,
1/3 x.
Yeah. it would be 3/5 x, right? No.
Yeah, and I'm gonna, instead of calling it y, I'm gonna call it f inverse equals 1/5 x plus 5/3.
So is that the rule
Yeah.
for,
That is the rule for the
1/3
inverse.
x.
Oops, yeah,
What?
sorry.
But,
I put 1/5 instead of 1/3.
So what do we write for like the answer? Just like that thing was the answer?
That's the second answer. All this.
I'm done.
It looks like you're having new
Find a
built-in
rule
It's just
and show that f inverse x, f of f inverse x equals.
I think you like that thing a lot, like how you can just move it.
You could do that in the old board.
I think he likes his old board.
It's
You do?
about the same. There's good parts and bad parts. And then it says show that f of f inverse of x equals x. So if two functions are inverses,
Then they should
they should equal x. When you do f of f inverse, it should equal x.
We're still on
So
11.
what was the original function again? 3x minus 5.
3x.
So we're supposed to show that f of f inverse equals x. Okay, you guys remember how we did this? Okay, we're gonna pick up the inverse function and put it into the f function, where the x was. So I'm gonna pick this up and drop it right there.
Yay!
Got it.
Sure.
So
He's
it's,
got the little flip phone.
so it's 3 times.
That's such a random question.
He's
He's not a good old flip phone.
Yes.
You do
Yeah,
what?
dude.
Okay, you guys see
You're
how I
just
did
like my
that?
brother. What the heck?
Kind of. I gotta write it down though.
Seth does the same.
Wait, is this still number 11?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he has a flip phone.
Oh.
But it's technically not a flip phone, it's a slide phone.
No, it's a flip, that's a flip.
No, my brother has a slide phone.
Oh,
Why
Oh,
does your
you
brother
have
have
a
a
flip and
slide?
not a slide. Why don't you have the cool keyboard?
He just looked at me.
because it's a flip. that's
Wait, Rachel, which brother are you talking about?
Sad.
Why?
Because he just
Okay.
Well, why
he
does he?
doesn't like to waste
That's
it.
Why do you
'cause-
like your flip?
That's
phone
because he
better?
gets paid a teacher's salary.
No.
They
Anyways.
tell
Oh,
you
I
the
thought you
flip
were
phone.
Guys.
What the heck?
3 times this is what?
3 1 3.
Oh, it would just be x plus 5, right?
No. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, 3 over 1 and the 3 kind of cancel out, right?
Sure.
Wait, it's just
You
x.
guys remember how to multiply fractions?
Oh yeah.
Probably not.
5 minus 5 is 0, so it's just x.
It's just
You don't have
x.
that much faith in us.
I wouldn't either.
Okay.
So x is the answer?
So,
Yeah.
the X-
Anytime you do f of f inverse, it should equal x. That's what they're trying to get us to show.
Yeah, I don't like
They also wanted us to do it the other way, show it work the other way, but we'll
Please no.
stop here.
Can we do 12 together?
So that's the only way. So we just have to do the answer
Alrighty.
would be yes and then comma in that, or would we also have to do f inverse of x equals 1/3 x plus 5?
Yeah, that was the second question. There's three answers basically.
12 is a no.
Does it have an inverse? Yes. What is the inverse function? This thing.
Wait, does that mean you don't have to shoot?
And then show all the work.
Oh, okay.
I heard it.
You heard? You heard what?
You heard nothing.
No.
Does 12 have, what shape did 12 take?
It's a V.
A V.
Does that have an inverse?
No.
No, so that means you don't have to do the inverse stuff.
So you can say no.
But wait. We're
No,
going to
there's no more.
14.
Well, wait. There's no more. There's
He
no
already
more.
No.
looked at me like, yep.
He said
Okay,
no.
We only have 2 minutes.
there's 10 minutes. You guys can do the evens, right?
Yeah, Nevaeh, see what happens when you shut up.
He was gonna do it though, weren't you?
Shut up.
Nevaeh!
Where?
Nevaeh!
Diane, you're really in the lead right now.